This week's SMB Cybersecurity Authority tip of the week is cyber insurance. Now, I've talked about this before. I've shared a lot about cyber insurance, but this is the time of year where you, as the small to medium-sized business owner, need to start thinking about your cyber insurance. Now, it might be months, maybe even later this year, could be the end of the year. Could be a lot of times June, July is a very big renewal time for your insurance. But want you to start thinking about it now. And why now? Because the biggest reason is a lot of the requirements, which I'll share with you in a minute, some of the top, actually the top 5 requirements for cyber insurance. Many of those things you may already have, but the insurance carriers are getting more diligent and more focused on exactly how you're deploying those solutions. But I'll talk about those in a minute. But really, it takes a certain amount of time, depending on what particular solution or thing you have to do to be compliant or to get your renewal, or even potentially get a reduction in your premium rate. Maybe you'll still get an increase, but it won't be as much if you do these things, but they take time. One of the biggest things that I've seen in this space with a lot of our clients and people reaching out to me is that they need a multi-factor authentication solution, and they're working on their renewal right now. Say this is, it's coming up in less than a month, and they're trying to get this done, and they can't get the renewal because they haven't deployed multi-factor authentication, or MFA. And it will take months, sometimes several months, to be able to get the solution deployed. And a lot of times you have to work with your broker. Now, your broker doesn't really know cybersecurity. They know insurance. So they're just telling you what the carrier is requiring, not knowing that these projects, they're really truly projects that can take months to get them deployed effectively across your organization. Now, a whole nother topic on actually deploying it correctly. That's another conversation. But really getting it deployed across your organization, across your company, to be able to satisfy that requirement for your cyber insurance can take months. And a lot of times you can actually do some planning to be able to, if it's a short window, to be able to get the renewal, but then you're going to have to continue to deploy that solution across your organization so that the next time around, during your renewal, you're able to just breeze right through because you've already got it done. Or in the event that you don't do it and you end up having a breach, you may not be able to file a claim. So that's the biggest thing, is being able to file a claim and get the backing from the insurance company to help you cover those expenses. Now, the 5 things, the 5 top. Now, I talk about my 10+1 cybersecurity fundamentals that every organization should do, regardless of size, even individuals. These are things that I do and that I talk to my family and friends about, but any size organization should do the 10+1. But I'm going to talk about 5 of those because those are critical to getting your cyber insurance. One being, as I mentioned, multi-factor authentication. That's MFA. That can take, depending on the size of your organization and the complexity of your IT infrastructure, that can take months. That can be a very big project. So starting to think about it now, what is my insurance carrier going to request or require me to have for my renewal? Start thinking about that now. That's one of the things that we do with organizations, is we can help you work through that. But then in addition to MFA are your backups. Now, there's a whole backup strategy. So it's not just backing up your data, it's how are you backing it up? And not going into too many details, but most insurance carriers are requiring the 3-2-1 backup strategy. It's 3 copies of your data. 2 of those copies are actually backups. 1 is your live production data, 2 backups. One of those backups is actually segregated off your network, and 1 is your regular backup. So 2 backups, 1 being your regular backup, the other one being your segregated offline backup. So that's a 3-2-1 backup strategy. Your endpoint detection solution, more than just antivirus. You actually need a very more advanced solution to protect your endpoints. And this space is actually blown up. In fact, I just recently saw an article about the top cybersecurity products for 2023. They listed the top 10. All 10 of them were related around advanced threat detection. So your endpoint detection strategy, that is now becoming a huge factor in being able to get your cybersecurity insurance, and also potentially reducing your premium or reducing the increase of your premium. Patching and vulnerability management. Do you have a patch up? Do you have a patch and updating program? It's really a program within your organization that you're effectively and timely patching your systems. That's something that you have to have, and that can be something that can take months to deploy as well. Cybersecurity training for your employees. That's a huge one. A lot of carriers are now really leaning heavy on making sure that you have that solution deployed across your organization. And there's a lot of different ways that you can do that. Some are very, very cost effective. Some can even almost be cheap or non-expensive at all, can be free, depending on the size of your organization and how many people you have to be able to support that. Or they can be very complex, very robust solutions that are more expensive, but they do a lot of great things in ensuring that your employees are getting the training and awareness that they need to help reduce your risk. Training and awareness, it's your biggest vulnerability, but it's also your best defense when you're doing it properly. So those 5 things: multi-factor authentication, your backups, your endpoint detection, your patching, and your training. Those 5 things. If you have any questions around those or want to pick my brain a little bit about it, please reach out. My information is available through this post. You can reach out to me at any time, or you can go out to archaccess.com. It's ARCH, access.com. It's actually pronounced ARC, but I want to say Arch so that you get it spelled correctly. You can reach me via that way on our website as well. So I hope this helped you out. That is the Cybersecurity Authority tip of the week, is cyber insurance. Where'd it go?